Today I am back on the crashed 4runner. Last time I went ahead and chopped out this super destroyed piece of sheet metal. Today we're going deeper. We're gonna go ahead and get this crushed piece of frame out and get all this stitched back in. Then we'll go ahead and mock up a front end. To do that, I have obtained a hood. Where did I find one? Well, I had another V8 4th gen. So we're gonna borrow the hood off this and chop this core support out and swap it over. So nothing to it but to do it, I'm all riled up on Mountain Dew.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
This is the donor for the V8 Tacoma, so stuff's just getting weird around here. We'll get into all that in a later video. Right now, I want Boone's car done and out of here. I want to drill off this the correct way. I just sawzalled it for a quick little removal. Then I want to pull this fender, do the same over here. I want to get the core support out first. Let's start with that. Then we'll move into chopping that frame and laying stuff out with tape. That way we can make stuff all the same. These are pinch welded from the factory, so you got to drill all these spot welds, which is fun to say the least, and especially because I can't find my center punch. Should I be using an impact? Probably not. Do I care? Also not. Then we move to a bigger one to finish it off. And just like that, I don't know if you guys saw it separate. Before I do this, I'm actually gonna do a Sharpie mark. Hopefully this will give me some reference point of where to put the other one back. Oh, but it separated. So as you guys can see, this can take quite a long time. So enjoy the fine tunes of this video. There we go. Saw it loosen. Oh, she leaky, I'm all wet. Retarded. Am I drilling this reservoir? I should probably take this thing out. Give it to me. See, okay, I only minorly drilled it over here. Nothing a little JB weld can't fix. Take this line out.
Tool that you want, turn your thumb and insert the tool, push it all the way in until it clicks.
Doesn't that look like what I tried?
Rotate the
2 straight pins.
the 2 holes here.
So I'll just push them deeper. I'm legitimately gonna hurt myself at some point.
Basically, you just push it here until you see it like that. Boom.
Okay.
It's loose.
I see how it works. I also found these. So this might do what we need. There we go. Perfecto. think that's all of them with the pilot hole anyway. So let's move to the bigger drill bit. Alright, I know a lot of you are thinking I should have taken this thing off first, but I'm gonna let you guys know it's really hard. I would have had to like push this clip and push this clip and pull it out. And instead, oh, I don't actually see any holes in it. Okay, I just massaged it with the drill bit. Should be everything, and we should be able to pull this core support off now. These are gonna be the ones that hold me the most, so I'm gonna chisel them out. Some of these bottom ones are really gonna hold me, I know that, but I'm just gonna tap it with the hammer and see if it comes off. Whoops, whoops, I'm a professional. Professional. Here at Stein Fab Garage, we get the job done. Weight reduction's free. I didn't drill some of these deep enough. Is how you remove it. I think the issue we had is my drills were a little off center here. What I should have done is just gone with a bigger diameter to really cut that edge of the weld. But we can clean all this up with the grinder, and on the parts 4runner we will just drill it bigger. And yeah, all this stuff is like, as you guys can see, it's sheet metal, so we'll just straighten this stuff a little bit, grind off this seam sealer, and be ready to roll. Now we have an idea of where all the spot welds are, so let's go ahead and cut this one off, this car. So I'm not gonna bother you guys with us drilling a million more spot welds. We're gonna get this side unhinged, get the AC lines off as usual. Before we drill it, it's a little bit. We're gonna straighten it a little bit with the sledgehammer, just tune it up because it got tuned in. And then we'll get back with you guys when we're at the point of cutting this back here. That's good. That's what I was trying to do right there. You see, this one I punched through too much. That one, separated the way I wanted. All right, well, after many spot welds drilled and a bunch of prep work to the other 4runner, I cleaned off all the seam sealer and ground off all the remaining metal. Anyway, they should be ready to pop minus the cut line, so I'm gonna see if it pops real quick. We're loose up here. Well, we almost got the front off, but we got hit with a blizzard. And I fired up the diesel heater because it's cold as shit in here. This one, the pump appears to have given out. So we're taking a quick break and going to get a new diesel pump. I do have them in stock, just not here because a lot of my spare parts got moved. Hopefully this little thing will fix it. This is allegedly an upgraded unit. I don't know. If it works, it works. If not, I'll smash it with a baseball bat. Yes, so the fuel pump did not fix it. It's just really dirty, so I'm gonna clean it. Gotta separate the last few spot welds. Yeah. There it goes. Sweet, now we're just gonna run a cut line, get this thing out of here. I've been trying to figure out how to get this cut line straight-ish, and here's the conclusion I've come to. The only cut that matters is this outer one. The inner fender liner can overlap since it doesn't really matter. It just needs to keep water out of the engine bay. So this doesn't matter at all. I'll try to overlap like half an inch. Then I can weld here and I can weld on the other side. So to get this one laid out right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my best to straighten it. And I'll have to weld it back together here, of course. This definitely got pushed back a little bit. I can see it now. I'm gonna not worry about it. Oh wow, it is really crushed actually right here. I can see it. Shite. I should cut back further. What do you say we just cut right in the center of these holes? That would be just straight down. No, I don't. Okay, let's do that on the other one and then we'll fine tune everything over here. Shot, girl. Just fly straight through the spot weld right here. So spot weld to center of here to center of this bolt hole, and that's our cut line. There's our line. It's questionable how straight it is, but that's where it's getting cut. First step is to get rid of this annoying, pesky fucking guard. Nobody needs those. Oh, look at that. I think we can get most of the cut from here. Looks like there's a bolt right in here, though. So we'll have to undo that. Let me see how far I can get. As far as that battery's gone. Oh, right, there's wiring. Look. Okay. Can you kind of pull this back? last thing is the body mount. Now this should come off. Oh, I'm gonna pull the bolt out. Just stupid. But we all knew that, right? Kidding me? Look at this plastic pipe. Shit. That makes sense. Here's the piece we need. Now, as much as we're not fixing this the right way, as you guys can tell, this is an aluminum can. Doesn't do much in the event of a crash. That's the frame. So now we have access to the frame and we can get into repairing that. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and just try to pull everything out of our way to do a chop here and over there. And we're gonna have to lower the sway bars since the sway bar mount over here is crushed. But we're getting there. I'm very happy getting this ready to go. It is time to get this bent piece of frame off. First of all, we gotta get the transcooler lines off and the sway bar down. This bracket took some of the hit. Okay, this is going good. Now I'm picking a cut line over here. I'm gonna do right down in this weld. That's a great idea. Like that, boom, forward, behind, right there, so I could retain this thing. Right between these two down. Let's do it. You see that? Bad lower control arm. That hit definitely beat that bushing up. Now we got a little more room and we can begin chopping. Woo! You heard it pop? Took a hit. This is what we are left with. We just got to do a little cleanup, but none of this looks bent, so I have it kind of staggered so we're not welding in one plane, if that makes sense. This will, I don't know, it makes sense in my mind to do this. I just do stuff. Next, we got to chop this thing. This is not crazy strong. I don't care to get crazy technical. I'm gonna chop it right there and we're gonna weld it back together. Torn down. Next up, harvesting parts. Chop, chop. As far as tilting the horn down, we need to get a reference point, but we have no reference marks, like no hood, no core support, no nothing. So here's what I've come up with. I'm gonna butt this tape up to the bolt, or actually the washer and bolt, I don't know, try bolt. And we have 17 3/4. It's kind of all the reference points we got. But that will give us a, you know, an obvious if we're tilting it way down or way not. The rest we can eyeball. If it's off a little bit, I'm not too concerned about it. It might push up the core support if we are off like 1/2 inch, but like 1/8 of an inch, it will be okay. We can align all that in the body panels. I'm gonna skip all the cutting and stuff, and yeah, we just need this. Now, it was really complicated trying to get this perfect. As you can see, I was off quite a bit at one point, corrected it. I really overthought it for a little bit and then remembered my own advice, just cut some shit and figure it out later, or get to wrenching and stop worrying about stuff. So, rough test fit. Not terrible, to be honest. She fits in there. We definitely got some fine tuning to do. I got to trim this up. I should have measured between the frame rails before I cut. I did not. It's gonna work. I'm gonna go pull measurements off that 4runner between the frame rails, and that will be our main reference as far as fitting this over here. Then over here, not too concerned. We'll get our measurement from the upper control arm down to this thing for height. And it's not rocket science. It's a piece of metal. We're just gonna weld it together. I'm kind of stupid and took this apart when my welder extension cord only reaches to right there. So I'm gonna put this back together. It still runs and drives, so I'm gonna drive it up there, re-jack stand it, then we'll do some fine tuning on the fitment and get the welder out. Should be a breeze, I hope. After a little bit of test fitting, there's some really interesting stuff, such as it's not lining up. I went and put it back on the cut frame, measured it between the frame rails at 29 3/4 plus 1/16, so 29 13/16. Measured that one as well. Same exact measurement. So something is tweaked over here. I'm thinking this rail got dragged over as well. We'll go to like this right here. And these are more or less 27 1/8 to center, 27 1/8. Yeah, this thing's out 1/8. So this horn has moved. You know what that means? We need the frame machine again. All right, it's fixed. I think the battery was just dead. Still shy. I think 2 more of those might get it. What broke? Oh, the strap. All right. Using the power of basic wood tools, I have found out where our bend is. Now, if we lay this square right against this, you see how much gap we have there, and it's relatively flat everywhere else. So we're gonna try to undo that. I'm thinking of chaining it here to this bolt and yanking that. Let's give that a shot. We're upgrading to a chain now. It's almost there. We might be off a 16th. It's 5/8. So we're gonna call this 29 3/4. Let's go measure the more pull will get us there. Where's the chain? Here's our new chain setup. Now we got the frame horn wrapped with a big ass chain. I did go ahead and grind down the top of this and the front, as I am gonna plate in here and here to tie everything back together. Might do the same here, so I got it a little prepped, and I am definitely doing a plate on the outside. Just need to prep all this. And I should note, this frame, super rusty. I mean, not like crazy East Coast bad, but like not New Mexico good. I do not feel bad chopping this frame and donating this to the Tundra down there, Tacoma, whatever that Toyota is. Look at all this rust in the frame. It's disgusting. So I'm part of a lot of 3rd gen 4runner forums, and people are like, well, if it's been repaired, it's still rotted in the frame. This is why Southwest cars, like New Mexico cars, Arizona cars, retain a lot of value, because they'll go 700K because the frames don't fall apart from rust. We got the welder all strung out, so we'll go to buzzing this in. See when you're good. Oh, I forgot to bevel this one. Fuck it, we'll melt it beveled. We'll melt, does that make sense? We'll melt it. Relax, I'm a professional. Sounds like a lot of voltage and not a lot of wire speed. Still got a lot of voltage going in there. Cool, that's tacked. Enough for us to make some measurements and see if anything's way off. It was 3/4 from the bolt hole. We're at 3/4 plus a 16th. So we're off like 1/16, which that's nothing. It's pretty hot there. Okay, I'm confident that that blanket's on fire. That's all good to go. We're just working on plating it right now. I got to round these corners and potentially drill some holes. I don't know. I haven't decided. But we're out of sunlight, so I'm going to wrap up for the day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. New day at Steinfab. We have got the inside plated on. I went ahead and did this because we were fighting a lot of wind and porosity. And now, yes, you might be thinking, wow, that's a lot of inclusions. Not to worry. I have the fix. Looks mint to me. Last up, I am gonna throw one plate here, so I'm gonna grind that down, just throw one plate linking that. That in there. I don't think we really need one. I think just buzz one on top. Call it good. Yep, nothing's on top of it. We can definitely fit a little piece of metal. We have gone ahead and got this plate buzzed in. I'm gonna probably cut this a little further back. We will need the bottom mount. And let's see how this thing fits. It's the strut bolt. There it goes. Okay. There's a general mock-up. Whew. Shit, not bad. I think we could just sandwich those layers if I split them. I'm gonna go ahead and change the upper control arm, which it's gonna make sense to change literally everything and just not mess with ball joints, just on both upper, on both the lower, drop the whole suspension out and swap everything over. That should take care of getting our steering wheel straight. As we could see, this back control arm bushing is blown the fuck out. We're getting our final cut line. And I'm gonna err on the left side, and I can fit it with the blade later. I know everyone's gonna say I shouldn't leave the brake hanging, so all right, fine. There, happy? I know I am. Actually, I really don't give a fuck. Anytime you pull suspension arms off, you need an alignment, but you want to try to put them back correct, or I mean, to get it close. So I'm gonna mark the eccentrics, and then we can put them back relatively close, I hope. It's probably all irrelevant. And Joey's gonna have the privilege of aligning another one of my vehicles. Thanks, Joey. Can you see? Here, let me help you guys out by hanging this brake by the brake line. She's a little sousy. Aye. I think we're gonna need a new CV shaft too. This one's not so happy, so let's go ahead and yoink it. Ooh. Yeah, this one's not happy at all. And you're home. Okay, we're good. We're gonna just tell Boone he needs a new CV. I don't know if this was bad before, but this bushing is blown out so bad. And I think that's what was causing the alignment to be bad. Yeah, this one's nice and solid. That one broke in the crash. Now I'm gonna go ahead and strip all this stuff down. I was gonna pull the CV and transfer it over, but his passenger side one is ripped in the same spot. Just needs a couple new front CV shafts. I will source him some if he wants me to do the job. Other than that, not my issue. Update time, these eccentrics are almost always, at least in rusty areas, welded to the control arm, so this one will have to be cut out. That's bad news for me, as I have to put the blown out control arm back in the car. So that really sucks, but at least I can change the upper because I want to do that before I weld on the rest of the metal. This is looking better. The eyeballing alignment looks better, but we know we need a new control arm, CV axles. I was able to get the sway bar in, so I'm very happy with that. Now I'm gonna continue, cut this line, and weld on the rest of the front end. It's looking close. I think I need a trim up here. Whoops. Needs some trimming for sure. But the question that I'm concerned with is, how's it doing over here? One line before 20. One line before 20. No, we're right. If we mock up a fender, how will the bolts line up? This one's too far back right here. So we're definitely not helping it by sinking it backward. We're gonna cause a lot of alignment issues. And I probably already did. I should have checked this before. So something's wrong. The frame's too short. I bet it bent back here. Is that a kink right there? Look at that spot right there. Yeah, I don't know. That could be an area of concern. I say we call that good enough, weld it, drill no holes in the fender, let the body float. That wasn't on right. There we go, I like the way that's in now. Okay, that's better. So you guys know how I have a brain? I decided to use it. Here is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna measure from this back hole, and to this hole right here, I have 13.5. And this fender hole right here, I have 27 minus 2 lines. So what I'm gonna do is measure off this back fender bolt and align these two. That is how I will set my distance. And to achieve that, what I'm gonna do is slot the body mount so that the body can go forward. It will all work out. Sheet metal work sucks, so I'm just gonna go ahead and buzz this in, do it, and then I'll show you guys all the measurements and show you guys how the fender lines up. We're also running out of sunlight, so that's gonna end it for today. We'll see you guys in the morning. It is the next day, and I have gone ahead and buzzed this in as good as it needs to be anyway. In case there's any question, I did some stitching on the inside. Now, there was a huge gap over here to fill, so that was very interesting, but yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about this. That looks good. That looks whatever. For sheet metal welding, this is as good as it needs to be. So we're gonna just spruce it up a little bit. Oh, look at that. That is as good as the factory. Anyway, welded the whole seam in here. This is good enough. I know how this car would have been fixed if I hadn't touched it, and we're doing great. A little paint, and we can go ahead and start bolting the front end on. Fucking mint, brother. Oh yeah, and where I hit that with the Sawzall, we'll just repair that too. Good as new. Fucking mint, brother. I did grind down these welds in case the fender interferes with it. Other than that, I didn't do much. Good enough for this little tin can we call cars nowadays. We were having alignment issues in this corner over here, specifically with that body mount. So I did what you should definitely not do, and I drilled that hole. That was the center there. I put it over there. Well, it's almost like that hole was meant to be there, even though it was meant to be there. If you really want to get technical, the body's one thing and the frame's another. So if the frame shifted over, but the body's straight and the frame horns are what shifted, aka none of the suspension, it should be okay. We have done some measuring from these bolts up here where the hood hinges go, and we've done diagonals, just laying everything out. We are a 1/4 inch off here in reference to this car, but if you look at this car, it's kind of pushed in. This car hit a deer, that's why I got it cheap. Now we're gonna mock up the front end. Blue fender on here, silver on here, and we need a hood. Unfortunately, I don't really have one, so I'm gonna steal the hood off of that car. Then I'll personally have to worry about getting a hood later, but that's another day's problem. Is it mint? No, it's definitely not mint. We're gonna push in this fender a little bit, try to get that gap better. This one we pushed in as much as we can, so we might have to ream the holes to push it in a little more. But all in all, yeah, don't mind that. That's just not secured. It's looking good. We're gonna have this thing straight as kids nowadays, which is not very fucking straight at all. But don't forget, if you squint, it's mint. So we're doing great. The reason I haven't messed with this at all is I believe we are gonna chop these plates off and go to the Tacoma plates, since they have a different bolt setup. They only run 2 on the outer and 1 on the inner, and that should take care of mounting the bumper on there. Anyway, we're gonna adjust some body panels and get the headlights on, and we'll see you guys in the morning. We went ahead and spent a lot of hours, actually not that many hours, adjusting all these gaps. This one's looking good. This one, we did ream those bolt holes a little bit and push it in, got it aligned nice. Now back here, it was looking extremely bad. So I used my big boy brain and thought about it, and yeah, this hood hinge took a hit, so we borrowed one off that car. Here's the old bent pile of crap. There it goes. And the blue one is on here. We were able to get this gap a lot better. I'm not happy with the door gap, but that's because the door is pushed in. So once I pop this out, it should tighten that up. All in all, we're looking good now. So we can actually put the headlights on now. Not bad, they'll work. Hell yeah, looking good. It's definitely gonna take some fitment. This one's pushed in a little bit, as well as swap out the grill for this one. So when I was putting in these letters, I did discover this corner's cracked off. Here are the pieces. No big deal, a little super glue and we'll be good to go. It is what it is. Also got the headlights final mounted, bolted in everywhere, and they're solid as they need to be. As it is very obvious, the front end of your car doesn't do much when you're in a car crash. It's the bumper. I got new clips for the fender flares showing up tomorrow, but that's gonna be in part 2 because like this is already a long video. A lot of editing needs to be done. So yeah, the last part of this video will be mounting that bumper up. Let's see what it looks like. Looking pretty good. It is just mocked together. Nothing is tight. That way we can adjust stuff to get the best fitment possible. I did try to put the mounting plate up here, and it looks like I can just cut this center bolt off. All right, it will look something like that, minus I won't be in the way. We'll see you guys in the morning. Day 360,000 million billion. I went ahead and straightened this because I just really don't care. Knocked out what was left of the studs, put some bolts in it. Then on this side, I knocked out the center stud, mocked these up super loose. And we are now at the point to test fit the bump. It is gonna look good. We're running into fitment issues here. We might have to trim the grill, but overall, I'm super stoked with that. So let's see how good we can make it look. Alright guys, that is gonna do it for part 1. I don't know if I'm gonna make a part 2. Leave a comment down below. It's gonna be obviously mechanical, doing that control arm, alignment, repairing the fuse box, putting all the wiring back in place, just basic stuff, as well as dealing with the airbags, like cutting them and super gluing the dash together. The owner says he doesn't want airbags. If it was mine, it would get a dash replacement. Oh, I forgot to put the fender flare on. Ignore that. It's looking great. That takes care of body work. This thing is a runner, fixed, ready for the road again, once I put all the mechanical parts in. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.